Welcome to a new episode of Lindsay's Kitchen. Here is where your health matters much.
Today we want to do the dal puri for you, or for short we call it puri. So we're going to do it from scratch. So what I want to do is to give you the recipe. 3 cups of whole wheat flour.
Right here.
3 cups of split peas. That's the yellow split peas, and it was soaked overnight, so it's swollen now. 6 to 8 fags of garlic, put it here. Salt to taste. A sprinkle of cayenne pepper. 1 tablespoon of jeera. That's a Indian spice. You can ask for it in your local supermarket. And 1 cup of oil. You can use whatever oil you choose, but I'm using coconut oil. So this is the recipe, and you have water. So what we're going to do now is to show you how to prepare the peas to boil. Yes, we have the ingredients in here with the peas that is to be boiled. So don't let the water be over the peas when it's boiling. Just show a little water. It must remain underneath because you don't want the peas to get soft so it can turn into dal, but we want the peas so you can be able to grind it after. So when it's finished being boiled, we'll show you how the texture of it after being boiled. Here we go again. The peas is finished grind. So now what we're going to do is start the process with the flour to mix it to make the dough. So we're going to use the flour that we in the recipe, the water, and a little salt. Just a little salt. Let me put this in the corner. So let's sprinkle a little salt. It's just probably a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That's all I'm putting in the flour. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. What you can do is the whole wheat flour, you can sift it a little so it can be light and nice, like this. So you see my hands are moving through freely. So you mix it, as when you mix it, a soft, beautiful dough. Not hard that you have to knead it. You just mix it. Look at the texture of it when I'm finished. I'm not going to pour all this water in here, so I'm just using accordingly. So if I need more water, I'll get more. If it's too hard, I'll add some more water.
So prepare to get some.
I remember this is the 3 cups of flour. But what you can do to get a little tip more of water. What you can do to you can take out some of the flour to put aside, so you can probably take out some in the plate. So when you're making the balls with the flour, you'll need some flour to dust it in. Okay, I'm not gonna use the rest of the water, so just bring a little plate for me. You're not mixing the dough as stiff as though you're making dumpling or any of those stuff. You're just mixing it soft. Don't worry with the water. I won't use any more water. Just give me that. Okay, this is the dough here now. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make these in a lot of cut pieces and put them in a tray. So all like this little flour that remain here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw it in a little plate so I can able to if the thing is too sticky, I can able to put my hands in here and put some on the dough. Give me that tray, please. So we're going to make some pieces now. So you see what I'm doing now? So I don't want it to stick in the tray, so I'm just going to touch it on a little flour.
So you're satisfied with the texture?
Yes. Okay. These are what it looks like after making pieces with the flour, putting them in little pieces. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to roll this out now and then stuff it with the peas. So you do like this. And as soon as you finish cutting them into pieces, you can start filling them up with the peas, because the flour can get very soft on you and it can burst if you leave it too long. So you do this as quick as possible. So you can fill out about 4 at a time and then bake. And you do another 4 and then bake, because if you fill out all at the same time, they might burst because of the type of flour. The whole wheat flour is a very soft flour. Yeah, so after finish stuffing about 4, we're going to start just baking it to show you the finished product. If you can't do it all by yourself, you could get someone to help you. Somebody could do the stuffing, then somebody could do the baking. You know, you could share that part just to make it easier. And what you do, you start with the first one that you put in the pan. In the platter, you start back with the first one. So I'm going to roll this one now to bake. So I'm going to just rest it back in a little flour so it won't burst. Press it down like in the flour, and then put it on the rolling board. And sure you roll the corners thin so it won't be thick and so forth. And ensure when you're stuffing it that you let the piece go all around it. So now I'm going to put it on the pan. We're going to put this now on the pan, the roti pan. You give it like a minute on one side and then you flip it over and you put some oil. I'm going to show you all of that. You have to ensure that you have everything around you, so you don't have to run here for that. You have your oil here to oil the roti. You can use a knife or you could use some other spatula to flip it. And when you finish, you have something there to put it.
Okay, so you say look at the ends and you make sure.
Yeah, thin. Just you could turn it. Let me leave this first one. Okay. This stove is giving us some problem. going to rub the oil now. This stove is pretty slow, but we'll try because we want you to see what's going on. Stove is so slow, but you need good heat to bake them. This shouldn't take over a minute to bake one, because if the stove was doing good, we would have finished this one by now. It's not heating properly. Okay folks, this is the finished product here. It's very soft and nice. It's very hot too. So I don't think I could ask Mr. Lindsay to taste this one. But anyway, we want to thank you for watching this session, and I trust God that your hearts will continue to be blessed, and you will learn this recipe, you will practice it, and you will become perfect in doing